There's the camera. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you're already a subscriber. And welcome if this is your first time. My name is Olnuzola. And this video is about the symbolism and the archetype of the number 5, the Hierophant. And this year, 2021. So if you like to study symbolism, archetypes, tarot, to expand your awareness and expand your knowledge, to remember, and most importantly, to know where you're at right now, energetically. How do all these things that I'm going to share with you relate to this moment, to this here? If we learn more about that, it helps us to stay grounded, to stay connected to the true reality that is. And before I continue, I'm going to burn this Palo Santo, and I'm going to do a short grounding and protection ritual exercise together with you. So I invite you to connect with your feet to the ground. Place your feet on the ground. And take a couple of conscious in and exhales. And connect with the earth. Know that you are protected. Know that you are safe. You are protected. You are safe. We are protected. We are safe. And only love can come to us. Anything else can't reach us. And we'll go back to where it came from. We invite love, healing, understanding, inner standing, insight, inner wisdom, and connection with each other. Hathor, Het-Heru. The light within. The ground beneath us, and the spirits and ancestors and loving energies, angels above us and around us. You and I are in a circle of love and protection. So, I have been wanting to do this video for quite a while. In the beginning, last year I made a similar video to this about the number 4 and about the Emperor, and how that connects or connected to 2020. And when I did that, I already planned to do a similar video like that for this year, 2021. So numerology wise, 2021 becomes 5. Oh, my voice. Yeah, I'm still pregnant, so my belly is growing. And my organs are getting less and less space. So I'm going to be out of breath a couple of times. But we're going to take it slow, just like Taurus. Just like the cows. Just standing there in the grass field, eating grass. Digesting even before it enters us. Slow movements. This video is not for the people that rush. I wrote this. I have this quote that I wrote, I think, in 2011 or 12, I got no time to rush. I got no time to rush. And when I was collecting a couple of loose journal papers of my studies, of the things that I'm going to share with you today, I found this sigil. So why am I picking this up? Because this sigil is the sigil of Taurus, and Taurus is the corresponding zodiac sign with the Hierophant. And I wrote here, don't rush me ever. Don't disturb my sleep. I make my own rules. Not big risk takers, lazy, conservative, patient, methodical, stubborn, productive, gentle, builder, appreciative. Do I say it correctly? Appreciative, organizational, nature-loving, and artistic. Now I can't remember when I wrote these aspects of Taurus down, but it's from a Taurus study. So this video is not for the rushed. Many of us are not used to taking things slow anymore. That's why I keep bringing it up, because I need to remind myself. And it suits this topic as well. It suits this this energy. So if you feel rushed, this video might be comforting for you. This video, if you feel rushed, this video might also feel uncomfortable for you, because you're in a constant survival mode, and maybe you're impatient. But my videos aren't for those people. So if you're curious, if you're comfortable, this video is for you. If you're uncomfortable, this video still might be for you, but it's up to you to decide. Logical, but again, the people that hear the deeper meaning of what I'm actually saying, that's my audience. Those are my people. So I have a couple of notes here. So I started with this study of the number 5, and this video is a semi-improvise, because I did some research before, because I was planning to do this video, but it's still improvised because I kind of kept postponing it, also due to my pregnancy, and you know, the end of this year is coming near, and I think that my energy won't increase the upcoming weeks, because I'm 30 weeks now. So yeah, it's time, and I have all this info here, and I have you know, enough to talk about. I don't have time enough for this video to talk about everything that I want to talk about. So I'm going to share what I wrote down. I'm going to share some tarot cards, and maybe open up some books. Yeah, about these things. So let me first, where shall I start? I'm just going to start with what I wrote down. So 2021 becomes 5. 5 is the number of the Hierophant card. The Thoth Tarot, this is the Hierophant card. And it's basically the priest. yeah. Let me first share the traditional meaning. So I have a book here. It's in Dutch. It's the book that started my tarot journey. Actually, I found this book in a thrift store, in a very chaotic, messy thrift store in Amsterdam when I was still working and living there, and it was just laying somewhere in a corner. And I was like, tarot, yeah, I still want to start studying that before I even got a deck. It's in Dutch, and it's about the Rider-Waite Smith tarot. I don't have a Rider-Waite Smith deck yet, but I have been studying the symbolism. And let us just have a look at it together, what this book says about this archetype, about the priest. Yeah, so it's the Pope, the priest, the high priest, the Holy One. Number 5. It says here that it's connected with breath, air, and the, I don't know how you call it in English, luchtpijp, the air pipe, you know, the tunnel that goes from your throat to your lungs, which is already quite interesting, don't you think? Because what does air breathing, the air pipes, the lungs remind you of right now in this year, 2021? Coincidence? Breathing. Some people have difficulties breathing nowadays. Why? I don't even have to call the name, right? And that immediately leads me to another thought, another idea that I have, or perspective or vision, or how you would like to call it, about a deeper meaning about everything that's going on right now. Air. What is air? If you think about the element of air, it's also connected to the mind and intellect. What do you believe? What do you see? What do you think about? What type of information do you welcome into yourself? And the priest is this human being that is connecting the higher forces, the higher truths, with the earth, with the people. Often you see in these cards of the Hierophant people sitting in front of him. This is from the Cosmic Tarot. They're going to a priest or to a guru, or to a pastor, or to a, I think you call it imam, right? To get guidance, to learn about the higher truths, which is a very, very important role that comes with a high responsibility. And we already know that there are people that are wise, that are sharing their wisdom with people that forgot about that wisdom, because we all have the ability to connect with this higher truth, with this wisdom. But many of us have forgotten, so many of us need guidance, whether it's to start their journey, to go back to their inner wisdom, to reconnect with the higher self and all, whether it's for a start or a continuation of. But it's a person that has the knowledge, is supposed to have the knowledge, and connects the people with the higher truths. If we connect that to what is happening right now, I have a couple of questions for you that I want you to think about. And I've been saying this more often, also before this year, but it became very relevant this year, also last year. What type of information do you see? Do you read? Do you hear? What type of information do you see every day? What type of information do you read every day? What type of information do you hear every day? And how is this guiding you? And to where is this guiding you? Does this information give you inspiration and hope and support in your journey of this life? Or does it stress you out? Or does it bring fear into your field? With field, I mean into your aura, into your being. Many of us feel the responsibility to keep up with the news, to know what is happening in the world. And that comes from a place of love. That comes from a longing of connection with everybody. And a curiosity and some other things. But, and I've been saying this before, think about the amount of information that you get every day right now. Think about the people that give you this information, the priests, if you will, that you look up to. It can be your parents, it can be your friends, it can be your employer, it can be your teacher, it can be me, or another person on the internet that you follow. It can be a minister, it can be a president, it can be the people from the news channel, it can be Facebook, people on Facebook. Me personally, how shall I say this? Yeah, there's a lot going on in my mind right now, and I'm deciding whether or not I shall share this with you, but maybe I'll come back to it later. So, right, here I see, so the number 5, the quintessence, and the quintessence, that's a Dutch word. And that reminds me of, I learned about that word when I was reading in this book. This is my favorite numerology book. I have it for a year or a year and a half now, and I'm so happy with it because this is the numerology book that I was looking for, I was hoping for. All the other ones only speak about your soul number or your life path number, which I find very interesting, but I want to know what a number is, where the number stems from, you know. And let me see, because I wrote something about from that book in this, I think, the quintessence, the 5th being of nature. connected to the 5 senses. Seeing, smelling, do you say that? Smell? Sight, smell, hearing, tasting, touching. Encompassing and infusing the 4 elements with the life they cannot create by themselves alone. The flower of every edible fruit has 5 petals. So the number 5 has this connection to vitality and a changing energy, a shift. If you think about the number 4, when you make the number 4 into a shape, which isn't the number itself, 4 points, you see a square, right? A square. My thumbs are. It's about stability, a foundation. But there's also a sense of restriction in that 4, in that stability. So there's a foundation, and from there you build. Or there has been a restriction that you come out of. There's a change. There's an instability now after stability. So oftentimes, if we go back to the tarot cards for a moment, the 5s in the minor arcana have this negative connotation. So this is the Thoth. I have a couple of other decks here. The 5 of Wands in the Thoth deck is very positive. It is strive. Very energetic, shifting, changing energy. Going forward. Getting out of the stability to go forward, to create. The 5 of Cups is disappointment. If you think about the emotions, they were stable, but when they lose their stability, there can come a sense of unsafety. Oh, what am I feeling? Uncertainty. 5 of Swords, defeat. A bit similar to the Cups, 5 of Cups. Defeat of the mind, the sword. There was a stability in the mind. There was a certainty, but now suddenly there's another possibility, and that stability is now gone. What if there are more possibilities? And then we have the 5 of Discs, worry. 5 of Pentacles. Has this melancholic feeling to it. There's a harvest, there's an abundance of this fruit, of the grapes, but there is a cloudy background. Maybe it's not the harvest that he hoped for. 5 of Swords. Looks like a slaughter type of scene. Also publicly. Hierophant. So what is striking is that he has this light beam out of his eyes, so he sees light, he sees truth, and he's looking to the left, which in many symbolism tells us that it's looking at the past. And here we see this octahedron, this shape. is connected to the air element. But the Hierophant, Taurus, is actually also connected to earth. So it's about air and earth. Spirit into matter. Another Five of Pentacles, poverty. Traditionally it's poverty. Five of Cups. Loss of love or emotion. Let's not lose love. Five of Wands, a conflict, battle. So you see, the number 5 has so many meanings. In the minor arcana, in the daily life, it's about conflict, it's about change. And change for many people is uncomfortable because the stability is gone. The safety, it feels as if the safety is gone. What I also find interesting in with the Hierophant of the Thoth, here you see the 4 cherubs connected to the 4 elements and the 4 cardinal zodiac signs. And in the World card, which is the last card of the major arcana, we see them again. But now, they, I don't want to say spit, but there comes water from them. They're like a stream, a vital stream of water. So there's a sense of death here, and here is light. Here it's full of life. It's more vital. So if I think about the priest or the Hierophant, that is giving information to the people about maybe the 4 elements, about the truth. We need the connection to ourselves, our inner selves, our own spirit, our own connection to the all to make it truly alive. Otherwise, it's just a perception of a person, and we're all individuals. We all have our own story and our own perception of things, because we all have been shaped by our own story. Reminds me, yesterday I posted a little thing on Instagram. If you're new to my channel, check out my Instagram. It's also at Olnuzola. I was listening to an interview of Sun Ra, and he said something that I heard before or read before, or I spoke about with people before years ago, about the word history, his story. You know, people have been writing history. And many of those things in history really did happen. But if a person writes about what have happened, if I write, let's say, you and I are somewhere and something happens, and we're both going to write about what had happened, our stories aren't going to be the same. And it doesn't mean that your story is true and mine is false, or that my story is true and yours is false. It's just because, you know, we have a different perception. If you're still here, I'm glad you're here. Not for my views, but if you're still here and you've been listening to everything, please leave a comment below. Because then I know, that lights a light in my heart, you know, that in that way I know, or I get reminded about our connection, that we're in this together. Because if you're still here, if you find this interesting, you're on a similar frequency, vibration as I, and I think it's important that we connect. as a community, I mean, you know. What else shall I share? I have this, what else did I wrote on this first piece of paper? From the numerology book. The flower of every edible fruit has 5 petals. So that's something very positive and fruitful and is that the word? Voedsam. Something very healthy. Something very beautiful. In contrast with the minor arcana negative connotations. And also Taurus is related to Venus, which is another interesting aspect. And I'll get into that later. The rhythm, what says it here? Because I wrote this in the beginning of the year. The rhythm by which vegetation grows, a pulsing 5-fold rhythm. And the golden spiral comes from 5. The golden spiral has a calm eye. The 0, oh, wait. The 0 of the beginning of the Fibonacci. The golden spiral has a calm eye. I can't remember what that was about. And I can't remember if that's something that I found or that came to me, because sometimes I get inspired and something comes to me and I write it down. But sometimes I write stuff down from books. Has a calm eye. What can that mean? The golden spiral has a calm eye. Yeah, I know the spiral, yeah, the vital energy of creation. I've seen slow motion videos of how plants grow towards the sun, and you see them go like this. If you, speed it up, I mean. You see them grow like this. And also, we all move in this way because, you know, we have a cyclical movement, but it's not just in a circle. It actually goes like, so imagine this, the circle of, let's say, a year of time, the movement of the planets. And now look at it from the side. So I do it exaggerative, like this, okay? But it also goes like this. You know, it also goes like this. The planets. So the spiral, this vital energy of change, the ability to regenerate. It also says here, sacrifice from stable 4, moving on to instability 5. Yeah, I noticed, I mentioned that before a couple of times now. To get to 6 harmony. That's next year. I'm going to make a video about that as well. And I wrote down here, oh, the Marielle Tarot. Yeah, that's something I also wanted to share because a little while ago I was doing a reading with the Marielle Tarot, and this is the Hierophant card from her deck. From the first edition, that is. Also quite interesting, especially now, in a way, because she created a second edition and she changed this whole card. I'm not sure if I don't know why or that I forgot why. It's a strange image that makes people uncomfortable. it doesn't make me uncomfortable. It doesn't make me comfortable either, but I'm not scared. I'm not scared for what this is. Yeah, I must say that the children, I think the babies are a bit scary looking. And I've been also getting back to my Hathor or Het-Heru studies. If you are already aware of her, the goddess, you notice that I mentioned her in the beginning of this video. Hathor, or her older name, Het-Heru, is the eldest deity, or one of the eldest deities, goddesses from Kemet, ancient Egypt. Some stories also talk about the Hathors, or the 7 Hathors. Hey, Punkeneesje. That's my cat. This is die kleine Punkeneesje. Yeah, so this happened. Yeah. So my cat jumped on my bed, and I grabbed my phone because I wanted to show her to you guys. But then I accidentally stopped the recording, and I continued talking, and I put it back, and I continued talking, and then she went and laid on all my stuff, and then I grabbed my phone again, and then I continued talking. Then I was looking at my screen to see where I was with the time, and I saw that it had stopped recording. Okay. I was saying that first of all, I'm getting a bit tired because I'm pregnant, so I'm even going to slow down even more. And I was also expressing how much I love her, and I like the fact that she came to us right now, my cat, that is, now that we're talking about Het-Heru. Because even though Het-Heru is the cow goddess, is known as the cow goddess, Taurus. Yeah, she's the first, or the eldest, or one of the first, or one of the eldest Egyptian or Kemetic goddesses, deities, archetypes, if you will. She became before Isis or Osset, and also her depiction in the hieroglyphs is very striking because you see her from the front perspective, not from the side. But she is one of the most important goddesses, together with Bastet. The energy is here. Bastet and Sekhmet, cat goddesses, feline energy, healing purrs, healing energy. But where was I? Yeah, I think, I can't remember if you already heard me say this, but as I was either just pulling out some cards from the Mary L, doing a reading with the Mary L tarot, or I was doing the Hierophant study or the Het-Heru Hathor study, this card reminded me of the connection. And Thoth is the first tarot deck that I studied, and in the Thoth, the Hierophant card refers to the goddess Isis in this case, and you see the Trinity. And you know, in many religions got rid of the priestess, the higher feminine, And I'm all about bringing that back, obviously. So that is another thing for you to think about. I think most of the people that watch my videos already work with goddess energies. Lady of the Stars, the Golden One. Sekhmet Hathor, Lion Goddess, Cow Goddess. Belly, Sky, Milk Abundance, Drinking Experience. Heavenly Cow suckling the Pharaohs. September 17th till the 16th of October. Apparently that's her time or her period. Goddess of music and dancing. Sistrum. And also if you look at the sign of us, Hathor, Isis also wears her. These are actually the moon phases. The waxing, full and waning moon. But you can also look at it as the uterus. And it looks kind of like the sigil of Taurus. What else do I have here? Hathor's mirror, copper, ward of protection. Your own individual power is reflected on one side, while the thoughts or energies of friends or enemies are reflected on the other. Oh, I wrote down, this is what I've been saying today. So there was a synchronicity. I can't remember what day this was. The energies of an attacker is reflected back to themselves. Right. What else? What else? Let me speed up a little bit. Hierophant. Thoth. Yeah, 3 pentagrams. So the Holy Trinity in the staff. Sometimes you see a staff with 3 lines. I believe it's in the Golden Dawn. No. Oh, but you see here, this is the Hierophant of the Golden Dawn. You do see so weird. I'm looking forward when I get a new iPhone, guys, because come on. 2021. This is but here you see his crown with 3 layers, and this one has 3 Christian crosses on it. Do you see the bull here, by the way? But in the Thoth, it has these circles. So it's more with the staff, with the wand, phallic and feminine. So it's more, it speaks more of the creation that a man and a woman can create. The Holy Trinity. My man and I created this new baby. Isis, Osiris, Horus. Yeah, I said the older, I called the older names. Oset, Osar, and Heru. Right? Horus is Heru, I think. The Redeemer child. Horus already has been burned. In order to meet him, one has to acknowledge both mother as father. The Redeemer child, Horus, already has been born. In order to meet him, one has to acknowledge both mother and father. The blue Venus. The blue Venus is the repressed femininity of the Emperor for 2020. Number 4 is the Emperor. That was the card that corresponded to the year 2020, last year. The shadow side, which now becomes present on the plane of the Hierophant. To accept her again is the greatest, but also the most difficult task of the Hierophant. Because the Venus between his legs holds open the wounds that teach him that without suffering and acceptance of one's own incompleteness, there may be secrets and knowledge, but never sympathy and wisdom. I'm going to read that again. I think I have this from the Crowley Tarot, because I wrote that next to it. I'm going to read this part again because this is very important for our study of this archetype and our study of this year, what is happening in 2021. Hierophant. Holy Trinity in staff. Old, present, new. Isis, Osiris, Horus. You see the child in the middle, in the star, 5-pointed star. The Redeemer child, Horus, already has been born. In order to meet him, one has to acknowledge both mother and father. The blue Venus is the repressed femininity of the Emperor for 2020, the shadow side, which now becomes present on the plane of the Hierophant. The Earth, Mother, our planet, is not so happy at the moment, is it? She's hurting. And we are starting to suffer from it. We need to love her again. We need to love her again. We need to love her again. So she can love us again. So she can nurture us. Nurture, cow, milk, breast, the mother. To accept her again is the greatest but also the most difficult task of the Hierophant, because the Venus between his legs holds open the wounds that teach him that without suffering and acceptance of one's own incompleteness, there may be secrets and knowledge, but never sympathy and wisdom. And then I wrote here in Dutch about 5, the Hierophant. I'm going to translate it now from Dutch because I wrote in Dutch. I think I got that from that other book, this one, the Tarot. The way of the spiritual insight. Search for the deeper meaning within a situation. Search for the deeper connection of things. Things that are on a superficial level are not do not seem to be connected, but do connect them. See the connection between these things and be open Be open towards good advice. And have faith. The High Priestess is a protective card, with a positive influence. And avoid, oh, this one is good. What is this in English? It says, I wrote down, vermijd huichelarij en schijnheiligheid. Schijnheiligheid, literally translated in English, is wow, I can translate this in so many ways. So it basically means fake truth or fake holiness. Schijn is a word that means shine, to shine. So literally it's translated as shiny holiness, I realize now. But it means, in our language, it means that it appears to be holy, it appears to be true, but it's not. So it's pretending to be true. And so we have to avoid fake truths. We have to avoid people that appear to tell you the truth, but they're not. And some are aware of the fact that they're not telling the truth. Some of these people are consciously clouding our mind and manipulating our mind. There are also a lot of people nowadays who think they are telling the truth with good intentions. Semi-good intentions, but they're actually in a state of ego trap, because to them it's more important to get the likes and to get the views, and they're just spreading information that someone else told them, and their source, that person that told them, that gave them the information, is the fake holy one. And now people are following those fake holy ones and spreading that same nonsense, those same lies. And there's this domino effect. So be careful to who you listen to. And how do you know if somebody tells the truth? You can only know that when you go within, when you reconnect or stay connected to your higher self, to the light within you. And yeah, I love it. I think that's that's actually a nice ending. I think I'll end with this. I might do a second video on this topic where I'll check out all my Hierophant cards with you. I did that with the with the Hermit card, and oh yeah, with the Fall Mabon. Check out my other videos if you haven't yet. I have this playlist that I created and that I'm going to add on, symbolism and archetype, so you can study with me. These videos, I'm making these videos to do something with the things that I've been studying, to share, in a sense, to embody the priestess, if you will. But I do this in a way where I respect your perspective, and I want to connect you with your perspective, and hopefully we can connect in that way. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Love and blessings, peace, healing. And remember to stay calm, just like the cow that was in the field eating grass and just observing, moving slow.